are you paying attention to your environment? Leave a comment in the section below, yes or no, and just share your environment with me. I'd love to know. I wanted to speak about environment today because it's something I'm currently working on, and this channel is to, part of this channel is to share with you things I'm working on, so that you guys can follow along, and hopefully I can inspire you guys to start making some of those changes in your own life. So let's get into it. I want to cover around 4 or 5 things today. The first thing is music. As part of your environment. So what music are you listening to? Are you listening to normal music, radio music, or are you listening to spiritual music? The reason why I say that is I've noticed that when I'm listening to spiritual music, I feel a lot calmer, I feel more at ease, I feel peace, I just feel my whole body, mind and soul is more relaxed and more at one with each other. And at the moment, my focus is on my spiritual growth. So I want to be listening to more spiritual sort of music. Don't get me wrong, it's all right to put on that song and jam it out from time to time. However, if your goal at the moment is like similar to mine, is that, I'm really focused on my spiritual growth, I'm going to be listening to more of that spiritual music. So that's the first thing. The second one is, and we all know it, is what sort of people are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with people that are aligned with where you want to go? So are the people meditating? Are these people doing yoga practices? Are these people working on personal growth? Are they going inwardly? Are they working on themselves? Or are these people going out, socializing, drinking, partying, and not really focused on their spiritual growth? And if they are, there's nothing wrong with that. I've been there, and there's still times when I go out and do things. However, at the moment, I'm really trying to lock in and dial in on my spiritual growth, and I'm working on balance. That's something I've struggled with a lot. So getting that balance in. So yeah, who are the people that you're surrounding yourself with, and are they helping you move forward in your spiritual growth? The third thing is food. So what sort of food are you eating? Are you eating processed food, things that come out of a cardboard box, or are you eating things that come from a tree or come from the ground, from Mother Nature? I used to be really, really diligent in eating whole foods and fasting, and over the years I sort of moved away from that and found that I was eating more processed foods and that. And I've definitely noticed since I've been eating more of those processed foods, I've got a lot of inflammation going on at the moment. And recently my body, and because of the people I'm watching and listening to, I'm getting these messages and receiving these feelings and intuitive movements towards getting back into eating whole foods and fasting, because I know that fasting is a great way to kill those parasites that I have created and formed because of the whole foods, because of the processed foods that I've been eating. So I want you guys to focus on what foods are you eating, and let's try and start making more of those healthier choices. The fourth thing is reading. So like books or magazines. What sort of books or magazines are you focusing on at the moment? Are these books spiritual books, or are they just storytelling books, or are they car books or sport books, or the New Idea or whatever, just gossip magazines and stuff? Because again, like I've noticed, not that I really read. When I do read, I generally just read spiritual books. So when I am reading those things, definitely, is helping on my spiritual growth. So start checking out what sort of books you're reading. And again, it doesn't matter, doesn't mean you can't read a magazine or read a book that's got nothing to do with spirituality. However, if your purpose at the moment is to excel your spiritual growth, You want to be focusing more on those spiritual books. It's going to help you get there quicker. And the last thing, the fifth thing, is what are you watching? Ask yourself that. What are you watching? Because if you're watching a lot of television, I can tell you from experience, it ain't good. Especially the news. Very low vibration. A lot of fear-based energy coming from that. Yeah, TV in general is not the best. Again, however, that doesn't mean that I'm not watching a little bit of TV here and there. What I am doing though is I'm moving that needle to more, I'm watching more spiritual things again and getting into more spiritual stuff, especially on YouTube. I generally watch a lot of YouTube. However, again, like, what sort of stuff are you watching on YouTube? Like, are you just watching shit that doesn't really help you move forward in your spiritual growth? Or are you starting to watch more spiritual things? Which I definitely am. Most of my stuff that I'm watching at the moment is spiritual stuff to help me on my spiritual growth, because I want to excel. I want to excel quickly with it. Like, again, that doesn't mean I'm not watching a bit of stuff that's got nothing to do with spirituality on TV or sport. Again, I'm growing and I'm still learning in this journey. You know, I still watch a little bit of freaking drama shit here and there. I know. However, again, I'm learning just like you guys, and I just want to share that, you know, we're all on this journey together, and, you know, it's going to take some time, so we've got to be patient. So they're the 5 key areas that I wanted to share with you today about your environment. Moving forward, I'd love for you guys to start taking a step back and really starting to focus on those key areas of, you know, what music are you listening to? Who are you hanging around? What foods are you eating? What books are you reading? And what are you watching on telly or YouTube? And start to make that little shift, small shifts, in terms of, you know, watching more spiritual stuff and getting more of that spiritual good stuff into your life. So I hope this video helped. Peace and love, guys. Have a beautiful day.